waited until he was single before we had any kind of communication. Conversations with his ex-wife were never enjoyable for me. Whatever she said or omitted is completely unclear to me. When we initially spoke, I only knew that he was a divorcee. I am aware that we will refrain from discussing the personal details he shared with me regarding his wife. However, she is still employed by him. So, I'll say it again, they complement each other. No hostility or anything of the sort is present. When a man is still married to his own wife, how can a Christian woman who claims to be her husband's wife live with him? Very well. Many in Christendom are perplexed by this development, among many others. Before we begin, I would be truly grateful if you could like, comment, and enable the bell notification for when I publish new content. The details of this story are what are causing so much anger, so let's get into them. According to Doug and Joni, God orchestrated their relationship and brought them together. Because of the difficulties that arose from their relationship's rapid growth, many have questioned whether God was truly involved. Their decisions may have been influenced more by their desires and emotions than by any divine inspiration, according to some critics. The courtship and subsequent marriage of Joni Lamb and Doug Weiss was met with disapproval from the public. After Joni's husband Marcus Lamb passed away in November of 2021, it felt like it came too soon. Some wondered if Joni was simply seeking solace in Doug at this difficult time, or if she was truly prepared for a new relationship. Although everyone grieves in their own unique way, many are questioning whether or not this new romance was founded on genuine connection or emotional dependence due to how quickly it developed. An assortment of opinions surround Joni's hasty decision to move on. Some think Joni deserves to be happy again after suffering such a terrible loss, and that everyone copes with grief differently. However, there are many who believe that her actions were insensitive to Marcus's memory and caused others to doubt her logic. Things were already complicated when they began dating because Doug was still married. Numerous individuals have pondered whether Joni's rational thinking was obscured by her grief or not. More importantly, for those who are well known, when dating becomes even more challenging, the question of how long after a spouse's death should one wait to begin dating again has been brought up. Following Marcus's death, Doug Weiss began to back Joni, even though he was still married to Lisa Weiss. On the night of Marcus's death, Joni stated that she had a 19-hour conversation with Doug. Some have questioned the extent to which their emotional connection was excessive prior to Doug's divorce, even though this could be interpreted as a gesture of support. Many have questioned Doug's priorities, wondering why the married man devotes so much time to helping out a widow who has just lost her husband. Given Doug's position as a marriage counselor, many wonder whether his acts were morally questionable and whether emotional cheating qualifies. We really question Doug's motives because he was still married when he began to back Joni. Did he genuinely want to assist a widow who had just lost her husband, or was there an ulterior motive between them from the beginning? Doug was either being a good friend to Joni, or he took advantage of her vulnerability, according to some. It doesn't matter what the intentions are, the situation appears bad. One cannot help but notice that Doug's actions could be interpreted as a breach of his marriage vows, given that he was still legally married to Lisa at that time. Doug Weiss publicly stated that he decided to file for a divorce because his wife Lisa left him. Nevertheless, evidence suggests that Doug initiated the breakup. Because of this discrepancy, people are doubting Doug's account. If Doug was the one who filed for a divorce, his motives for wanting a breakup are cast into doubt. The story has already been controversial, but some have even gone as far as to say that Joni told Doug to leave his wife. Because of the conflicting accounts, many are unsure of who exactly is the victim here. The allegations of abandonment have been a major source of contention in this narrative. Doug is trying to paint himself as the helpless victim by claiming that he left his marriage due to Lisa's abuse. However, many people now question Doug's honesty due to evidence suggesting he initiated the divorce. There are others who believe Doug is trying to rewrite history to justify his behavior by utilizing his position as a marriage counselor. People in the public eye who boast about their relationship expertise have sparked a broader conversation about accountability and transparency as a result of this. By claiming that Lisa suffered from intimacy anorexia, a term that Doug popularized, Joni Lamb has sided with Doug in his decision to divorce Lisa. According to Joni, the marriage became intolerable because Lisa consciously withheld love and paid no attention to Doug. Despite the gravity of the accusation, some have questioned whether Joni is being unfair in her support of Doug, given the closeness she is developing with him. Some think it was inappropriate for Joni to get involved with Doug's marital issues while she was still mourning the loss of her own husband. Opinions vary as to whether Joni acted out of genuine concern or was merely looking out for herself. Many have pondered the meaning of the word intimacy anorexia in relation to this narrative. A famous marriage counselor named Doug has used this term to characterize Lisa's conduct, but some are wondering if he is trying to justify his own behavior. After defending Doug, Joni became entangled in his marital issues, which many see as a step too far. The morality of supporting someone's decision to get a divorce, particularly if you're dating that person, has been the subject of much discussion. Timeliness is one of the story's most contentious aspects. Despite Doug's January 2022 divorce petition to Lisa, rumors have it that he began seeing Joni before the divorce was finalized in May of the same year. The assertion that Joni and Doug did not communicate until after their divorce is utterly disproven by this. People are wondering if Doug and Joni's relationship had any connection to the end of his marriage because the dates are so close. Many have claimed that the couple's lack of patience in waiting for Doug's divorce to be final is dishonest and disrespectful. Concerning the duration of their friendship, Doug and Joni couldn't be more different.